Hi there, my name is Stefan, and in this video we'll talk about Elementor global colors and fonts and how to set them up. Before start creating a website, I recommend setting up global colors and fonts. Why? Because this way we can predefine colors and fonts we will use across our website. Once you set them up, you can just assign these fonts and colors to Elementor widgets, like heading, text, and so on. Also, one of the cool perks of this is that once you assign these colors to widgets, you can change the fonts and colors in one place, not changing them manually on each widget. This is a great way if you want to refresh your website a little bit. Simply change colors in global colors and it will affect all of your website elements that have these colors assigned. Now, in order to add global colors and fonts, we need to edit one of the pages with Elementor. Let's create our own homepage, which will act as a one-pager website. Click on Add New Page. Close this pop-up. Now let's add a title or the name of our homepage. So we can maybe name it Stefan's Website. Also, one more thing, we'll focus on Yoast and other page settings later. Now we'll focus on the site settings itself. So in order to edit this page with Elementor, we need to click this button, Edit with Elementor. We will be redirected to Elementor Editor, for which we can create our desired page. As I said, in this video we will focus on setting global colors and fonts. In the following videos, we'll focus on using Elementor Editor to create our own website. In the top left corner, click on Site Settings. In the site settings, you can modify a bunch of Elementor settings like typography, pre-make buttons, images, change the background across the whole site, and so on. Before we continue adding global colors and global fonts, I just want to mention that this is Elementor Editor. If I close this, you will see a bunch of Elementor widgets which you can just drag on and then create your desired website. For example, heading, text, images, and so on and so on. This here is the header. Basically, we didn't create it once, so this is just the default header. So don't worry, we'll focus on this later on. Now, I would just like to leave heading and text widgets so you can see how site settings or global colors and global fonts work. So we'll leave this here. Let's give it a little bit of space. So just disregard this. With this, I just want to help you better visualize how global colors and global fonts work. So once again, click on the hamburger menu, click Site Settings, and let's focus on global colors and global fonts. So let's set the global colors first. Click on the global colors, and here you have the option to change Style Guide Preview on or off. So this style guide will help you better visualize the colors you're setting up in the global colors. So I prefer having this on. If I click off, you see, basically you can see the colors, see how they look on the heading or on the text and so on. But until we assign these colors to the heading or to the text, we can just leave this style guide preview on. I don't use these system colors except for the text. What does it mean is that with Elementor installation, you're getting these system colors that cannot be deleted, as you can see. You can rename them, but you cannot delete them. As you can see, these system colors are the ones that are automatically added onto the text, as you can see it. But in any case, I create my own custom colors. So what I do is I use, as you can see, custom colors here. And you can just add your own name for this color and you can add whatever color you like. Of course, you can change these colors in the system colors, but as I said, I prefer adding my own here. Following the wireframe that we created, we're gonna use, or we're gonna add 3 colors. If you remember the wireframe we created in Canva, we have 3 colors: black, white, and this orange color. So you can name these colors the way you want. I just go with simply black and then choose a black color from the color picker. Add the white color and orange. We'll just have to go back to Canva, click on the heading or any element that has this orange color, click on text color, and then when you hover over the orange color, you'll see the hex code. So click on this here and copy the code. Go back to Elementor and just paste that hex code here. And there you go. So we will use these three colors to color our website. And also, as I said, I change only the text system colors. So if I click here, I'm gonna set it to black. Now, if I turn this off, you will see that the text here is black. In order for this heading to have one of these three colors, we'll have to assign it. So let's update these changes. Close site settings. And now in order to set these colors and later on fonts to certain elements, in this case heading, you need to go to style and change the text color to global instead of primary. As you can see, it's already preset like that. Change to black, white, or orange. So let's go with the orange now. And there we go, you see it. So using these global colors or fonts, you are actually assigning them to these headings. And let's publish this. Now, once I go back to site settings and go to global colors, and if I change this color to, let's say, red, red, and let's hide this style guide preview, you can see that this heading color is affected because I changed the global color which was assigned to this heading. So that's what I meant. You can, let's say, refresh your website by simply changing the colors in the site setting in one place, and this will affect all of your headings or all of your text across your website where you added this global color as a global color. So that's the point here. All right, now let's click update. Now let's go back. Let's focus on global fonts. Basically, it's the same. I don't use system fonts except for the text, and then I add my own custom fonts. Usually, I use two font families or two fonts, one for heading and subheading, and the other one for the rest of the text. So let's focus on the text first, but I would like to show you a website that can help you choose, let's say, a font family, a font size. Basically, they give you suggestions regarding fonts. So the website is called Type Scale, this one. This is the free version. You see body, so basically this is the body text, and then you have headings, which I can't edit because I have to upgrade to Pro. But anyway, you can see the headings here, H1, H2, H3, and so on, and also the paragraph. Now, what I recommend is to use rems instead of pixels because it's more responsive friendly. You can choose the scale. What I like to use is major third or perfect fourth. So if I choose this one, you see the H1 or the headings that should be the largest or the most important heading is H1, which you should have only one per page. We can address this later on when we focus on the SEO. And basically you can copy these values and just paste them here. So what we will do is we'll also create H1, H2, H3, and so on up until H6, and also we'll create a paragraph, or actually we'll edit the text here to correspond to these values here. You can even add more custom fonts, but that's up to you. In our case, we basically need H1 for WordPress website designer and my name. Then this will be H2. Then this again will be H2. H2, my work. Contact me, my skills, also H2. And then let's see, this is irrelevant. This is paragraph. So basically in our case, because we are creating this one-page website, we'll just use H1 and H2, but let's add the rest of them just in case maybe you can use it. Now, I mentioned that we need to have only one H1 on the page. That's per some SEO standards. The next subheadings for H1 are H2s. And also if we have like a list here that will have headings that are related to about me, should be H3, and so on. But in our case, we don't have that. We can just add H1 and H2 and maybe H3, and of course, text. So let's go back. Let's click on text. We can use Roboto as text font. So let's go to the type scale and see paragraph is 1 rem. So change the size to rem and add 1. So our text is 1 rem. The rest of these things you can leave it. You can see the line height is 1.6, but let's change to Roboto and let's see how it looks. So let's go with the line height 1.6. So line height 1.6. There we go. The rest of this stuff we can leave it as it is. Now, as I said again, I don't use primary, secondary, and accent. I create my own custom font. So let's click add style, give it a name H1, and click here to edit it. Now, regarding the family, maybe we can use, let's see how Georgia looks. And then let's add the size. I think you can click on it to copy the value, 3.815 rem. Paste it, what we copied, and just, of course, delete the E and change it from pixels to rems. And if you scroll down a little bit, this is how it looks. Something not right. Let's see. 3.815. Okay, maybe it's better not to copy it. Just type it on your own. All right, that's our H1. But I don't like Georgia font. Let's try this one. Or maybe we can just go with the Roboto as well, or maybe condensed. Sorry about this, just, yeah, let's try with the Roboto Flex. Right, let's add H2. Let's go to the type scale. It's 3.052. So 3.08052, sorry, 052. Change to rems and change to Roboto Flex. And let's add H3, H3, Roboto Flex, and then 2.441, 2.441, change to rems, and yeah, that's pretty much it regarding our one-page website. Actually, let's go back to Canva and let's take a look at this. So we have see my work on the text on these buttons, load more, maybe submit. So we can create a custom font for these buttons. So add style and maybe call it button text. And then we can use again rems, and this can be maybe a little bit bigger than the text, so maybe we can go with 1.25 rems and change to Roboto Flex. There we go. All right. So yeah, this is how you can preset global colors and global fonts. Don't forget to click update. Let's go back. So as I said, global colors, global fonts, preset them, and then use them across your website. Let me show you this. So let me show you if I assign one of the pre-made fonts. For example, let's add the pre-made font to the heading here. So instead of primary, let's use H1. So you see how it looks differently now. And if we use H2, it will be smaller. H3, and of course, button text. So basically, when you create global colors and fonts, as you can see, you can add them to your desired heading, text, and so on. And once you make changes to these global colors and global fonts in the site settings, they will be applied to all the text that has these global colors and global fonts. In our next video, we'll focus on creating the header, but we'll go over these settings here that will be beneficial for you, especially for responsiveness. So yeah, that's pretty much it about global colors and global fonts. By setting the global colors and fonts first, you can start assigning them to your Elementor elements, thus saving a lot of time. As mentioned, you can quickly change the look of your website by simply changing the global colors and fonts in one place. You don't have to go from one widget to another changing settings. Alright, that's it from this video. See you in the next one where we'll create a header for our website.